Now today we are going to study inverse of a function. Now let's try to understand what does it mean inverse of a function. Remember yesterday we found a function. Okay, it was y is equal to 30 multiplied x. Now the x was number of the apple and the y was the total cost of the apples. Now here how we did, instead of x, to find the price, we found, for example, 2 apples will cost how many? 2 apple will cost 60 cents because it's 30 multiplied 2, it will be equal to 60 cents. Or if we are going to buy 4 apples, how many cents are we going to pay?
120.
120 cents we need to pay. If we are going to buy 5 apples, how much we need to pay?
150.
150. If we are going to buy 10, how much we need to? How much? We should
300.
pay 300. Now question is here, this one. If we paid 240 dinars, if we paid 240 cents, we paid. Now question is this one, how many apple we get? How many apple we get? Now what we are going to do here?
Are we going to divide it by 30?
Yes, we are going to divide it by 30 exactly. Now what we did here? Here we did 240 divided by 30, and how many apples we got? 8. We bought 8 apples here. Now, here we are going to say if y is equal to 30x, a function, 30x is a function, okay? Then, be careful about this one. X is equal to y divided by 30 is, y divided by 30 is inverse function. This will be inverse function. Inverse function. Did you understand this one or not? Now what we did? Up, this what is
Yes.
this function.
No, not really.
This is function. For function, what we did? With the number of the apples, we found the price. Okay, number of the apples multiplied 30, we found the price. Number of the apples multiplied 30, we found the price. But we have the price, we have 30. Now question is how many apples we bought? This is what? This is inverse function. Before it was x, okay, x multiplied by 30, multiplied by 30, okay, x multiplied 30. Now the result was 30x. Now what we did? We work inversely. Y divided by 30. Okay, we divide it by 30 and we found the y here. Now here what we are going to say, here we should keep in our mind y. When we are going to write y, it has another notation, another writing. It's equal to f of x, function from with respect to x, function of x. Okay, we are going to write it as y here. Now with this one, what we are going to say, the inverse of a function is its reverse. It undoes the effect of the original function. The notation for inverse function is f of x minus 1. Yani if our function is f of x, inverse function will be f minus 1 of x will be.
I still didn't get it. Like, why? Like, what?
What?
I still didn't get it. Why did you like divide by 30? Like, what? What is y? Why isn't it supposed to be the number of apples?
Now I can write your name in English or in Arabic. Something is changing here. Your name is changing. No, your name is not changing. And this is the another type of the writing. Now we studied it before. Now we can continue the inverse function. Here the meaning is inverse of a function. The inverse of a
It's like
function
rearranging.
is its reverse. It undoes the effect of the original function. Yani, do you remember there was a inverse operations? Now inverse operation, it was between multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. Here over the function we are going to go this one. Now you will remember. Let's go down. Let's solve an example. Now example is this one. Draw a flow chart to show f of x is equal to 3x minus 2. How we did this one before? Before we start with the x. Okay, this x, what we need to do? What we need to do this x? Now we start with x. What we need to do it? We need to multiply it
Multiplied by 3.
by 3. Now we need to multiply it by 3. At the end, what we got? X multiplied 3 will be 3x. After that, what we did? We subtract minus 2 from this result. It will be equal to what? It will be equal to 3x minus 2. Now let's go using this flow chart. Let's remember something. Now find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 3 parentheses x plus 2 minus 1. First, show f of x is equal to 3 x plus 2 minus 1 as a function machine. Now let's go. Let's remember, as a function machine, x here must be x. Let's start with this part. We are going to start with this part. Now x, what we need to do? We need to add to x plus 2.
Add 2.
We add 2. What we got at the end? We got x plus 2. What we need to do now? This one, x plus 2, we need to multiply by 3. The function machine was working in this form. What we got? We got 3 multiplied x plus 2. Now after that, what we have? Subtract minus 1. Now let's subtract it minus 1 and the result will be here 3x plus 2, close the parenthesis, minus 1. The function machine is working in this way. Now let's try to find the inverse of this function. Now what we need to do? Now here we need to do it like this one. First, let's write 3x Okay, 3x plus 2, okay, minus 1. What we need to do first from here to find x? First,
Plus 1.
okay, let's do it plus 1. Let's do it plus 1. Okay, plus 1 we did. What left after plus 1? We did plus 1. What left here?
3x
3
plus 2.
open parenthesis x plus 2 left. What we need to do now? What we need?
Divide by 3.
Let's divide it by 3. Okay, we are going to divide it by 3. Now what we have?
X plus
Divided,
2.
okay, yes, left x plus 2. Now what we need to do?
Minus 2.
Minus
Let's
2.
do minus 2. Yes, you are right. It's minus 2. What we got after minus 2? At the end, we got
X.
the x. Now, how we found it? We found it in this, with the function machine work in this back. Now, let's go find the inverse of 3x plus 2 minus 1. Now, let's find the inverse of this one. It's okay.
Mr.
Yes.
For the minus 2, isn't it supposed to be minus 1 for the last one?
No, here just we did inverse the operations back. We didn't find the inverse of this one. Using the function machine, we get the back here. We didn't find the inverse yet here. Now let's say, okay, let's go. Let's go back from here. From x, we are going to add 1. Okay. Okay. From here to x, we are going to plus 1 we are going to make. We are going to go back now. Okay. Now we have at the end x plus 1. From x plus 1, we are going to divide it by 3. X plus 1, we are going to divide it by 3. Now we get, after this one, what we are going to do, we are going to subtract minus 2. And we are going to get x plus 1. Okay, divided by 3 and minus 2 we are getting. Now here finding inversing with the function machine is a little bit hard. Now it's better to follow this one. Okay, find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. Let's go from here a, let's say. How we are going to find with the easy way. Now with the easy way, it will be like this one. We said up f of x, instead of f of x, we can write y. Okay, 2x plus 5. Now if I am going to write, instead of f of x, y is equal to 2x plus 5. Here I am going to make interchange between x and y. Here we can write swap x and y. X and Y. We are going to swap it. It will be here X is equal to 2Y plus 5. Here, make subject, make Y subject here. And we are going to solve it for instead of
Mhm.
Y. What will be here? Both
Yeah.
sides X minus 5 will be. It's equal to 2Y plus 5 and minus 5. Now here plus 5 minus 5 will be 0. Here X minus 5 will be equal to 2Y. What we are going to do after this one? Now we are going to make dividing both sides by 2. X minus 5 divided by 2 and 2Y divided by 2. Now X minus 5 will be equal to 2 is equal to Y. Now what was this one? Instead of, it was inverse now. This is inverse. That's why I'm going to write instead of X minus 5 over 2 is equal to F minus 1 of X. Now here let's go up. Let's go up. Here what we have? Here we have this one as F of X is equal to 3 open parenthesis X plus 2 and minus 1. Now here, instead of F of X, I am going to write Y is equal to 3X plus 2 and minus 1. Here swap X and Y. Swap X and Y. Here I am going to write X and here I am going to write Y plus 2 and minus 1. Now let's go solve it. Subject is Y. Y is subject. Here's Y is subject. Now let's solve it. Okay, X minus 1 will be here. Okay, because it's equal to 3 Y plus 2 and minus 1. And sorry, it will be plus 1 and plus 1. Now what we have? X plus 1 is equal to 3Y plus 2 in parentheses. Now what we are going to do? We are going to divide both sides by 3. X plus 1 divided by 3 is equal to 3Y plus 2 divided by 3. Now we have, from here I can write X plus 1 divided by 3 is equal to Y plus 2. Okay, subtracting from both sides 2, X plus 1 divided by 3 minus 2 is equal to Y plus 2 and minus 2. It will be X plus 1 divided by 3 minus 2. It will be equal to Y. Now our inverse function will be here, X plus 1 over 3 minus 2. It's equal to F minus 1 over, in parentheses, X. Now this is the way how we are going to find the inverse function. Just we are going to write the function, swap X and Y, and after that make Y subject and solve it. At the end, put the inverse function sign. Now let's go our example. Our example is says, find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. We did it here. We wrote, we swap x and y, and after that we make y subject and we solve it and we got this one. Question is this one. B is says, find f3. B is, let's solve the B here. Find f3. Now this means instead of x, what we are going to put? 3. I have f of x 3, it's equal to 2 multiplied 3 and plus 5. Now f of 3 will be equal to 6 plus 5. It will be equal to 11. Now here the C is find inverse function and put instead of x 11. C will be f minus 1 and 11. Now this means inverse function and replace the 11. I have the inverse function, it's here. Okay, is f minus 1 x is equal to x minus 5 divided by 2. Now let's go. Okay, here, let's go. Now what I need to do, I need to put instead of x 11. Now it's equal to 11 minus 5 divided by 2. It will be equal to 11 minus 5 is 6 divided by 2. The result will be equal to 3. Now with this one, we finished.
3.
Okay, the inverse of the function. Is there any question?
No.
I am confused, but like I got the
About what?
point, I guess.
And here you
Like
confused, I think here, you confused here. Now here, don't pay attention generally, and here you confused here. As I understand, here
Yes.
you confused here. But this is the not problem. The other part, yani this part is important. The writing the function, swapping, and after that making y subject. What we need to learn, it's this one. The other part is review before reviewing the other before lesson what we study. If you understand this part, it's okay. Any question?
Yes, question, the last one. See.
Which one? This one?
Yes,
Which part you didn't understand here?
like the C, I didn't get it. It's
C?
like confusing.
Now C says what? Okay, find inverse function when x is equal to 11. Is it okay, this one? Find inverse function when x is equal to 11. Inverse function is this one. Is there any question? This is the inverse function. Do you see? Minus 1 is here. Now then I am going to write it again. Inverse function is this one. Minus 1 x is equal to x minus 5 divided by 2. Now here what says? Instead of x, replace what? 11. Instead of x, replace 11. I am doing it. F minus 1 replace 11 is equal to x is here. It must be 11 minus 5 divided by 2. Now here, let's go. Okay, it's.
I get it now. I got
Yes, I am coming back. Just wait. Okay. Now here I have equal to 11 minus 5 is 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Any question now?
No.
No.
No question. Then if there is no question for tomorrow, okay, the homework is here. The homework is page 223 and 233 and 234, exercises 14J. Now, if you have questions, please take notes, and tomorrow and every day I'm going to ask your, and did you understand, did you solve the questions? If you are going to solve daily, now after this lesson, please sit and solve the questions, because it will be better for you to understand and it will stay long in your mind. Any question? If there is no question,
Mister, I wanted to ask you, are you going to write this in the notebook?
this one. Now, for example, I
Yes.
did this one. If you didn't write, it's not going to stay in your mind. Or you should open the internet when I am going to load it internet. Now from there you are going to see it again. You are going to do it again. Why you are doing 2-3 jobs? Do now with me, follow and write and take your notes. If you didn't
Yeah, I
understand,
already
ask.
wrote them.
This one is better. Then this way is better. The other way, you are going to lose many time. Too much time. A lot of time you should spend for that one. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Just keep your screen for a bit because I want to write something.
Sorry?
Screenshot it.
Well, I
No.
can't. Oh yeah.
Now you can take screenshot the other things, but if you are going to follow, if you are going to write me, it's better for you. And to understand is, and it will be, choose your way, but make it easy and clean for you.
Mister, can you go down?
I can go down. Okay. Okay. Where?
Yes, here. No. Up a bit. Yeah, that's perfect. No.
Which part?
It's, no, just no. Get down. Like no. Down. Up.
Okay, down.
Down. More.
Didn't left
More.
anything. This is the last one.
Yes, here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, Selma, up there are annotation parts. You can use your pencil to show this one. The area. Annotate. Did you see that part? Annotate part. Selma.
The pencil one?
Yes,
Yeah,
pencil
the
one.
pencil
Take
one,
it.
right?
Take it.
Okay.
And Tam, show what you want. And as a pencil, use it as a pencil. And show me what you want to.
Oh.
And you can write. Don't, and as I am writing here. Right? Are you writing?
No, I'm trying, but I can't. I don't know how. Wait.
Just.
Oh, we can write.
Wait. Okay, like. How does this work? I cannot write with this.
Did you take the pencil there?
Yeah, I took it.
Okay,
it's like
with the pencil, write somewhere.
Change the color. Maybe
Now,
it's
do you
white.
see someone wrote here? I think it's Fatima. She wrote here.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll take the color black. Wait. I like red. Oh, wait. Okay, now, yeah.
Okay.
This is me.
Now, show which part you didn't understand.
No, I just want to take notes. That's I want to screenshot it.
Okay. Now, are we going to finish today?
What?
Yeah, are we going to finish? It's okay, I think.
Yeah, it's
Oh
fine.
yeah.
Okay, then see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock at the same time. Don't forget to solve exercises 14J.
Okay.
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 See you tomorrow, inshallah.